Thank you. A pleasant good morning. Assalamualaikum. Magandang umaga sa inyong lahat. This is a very opportune time to talk about solidarity because in the Philippines right now, we are challenged to be in solidarity with many of our countrymen and women who have suffered man-made disasters and natural disasters. And I think what I'm going to be sharing with you will be stories from the ground. Inclusive development of, by, with, and for the people. Because we believe this is what solidarity economy is all about. Let me greet my colleagues here in front. I will not do the usual government thing of acknowledging everyone. Just a pleasant good morning to my colleagues here and to all the other partners who are out there in the we're very tall here. I think we should, Mr. Gonzalez, can we adjust this stage at some point? So to continue, we really believe the Aquino government and the Department of Social Welfare and Development that the efforts of the community that helps and benefits the community members is the base for inclusive development. And that is, to me, a tenet of solidarity economy. We believe that in doing this, the people should be part of the identification analysis of the causes of the problem, as well as in making sure that they are part of the design, implementation, monitoring, and maintaining the program. The DSWD contributes to the inclusive development agenda by having two major programs, and that is Sustainable Livelihood Program and the National Community-Driven Development Program. These two programs empower communities so that they can achieve positive changes in the lives of their families as well as in their communities. They are empowering themselves through conditions that we create together with different sectors so that they can decide on the track that they want to pursue in terms of addressing the issues of poverty, that they are the ones to enact on these decisions, and development is based on their own experience. As in community organizing, we say we start where the people are, we don't end where they are, and we let the people decide. So today, what I'd like to do very quickly is to share with you stories from the ground. Heartwarming stories of the efforts of the communities to achieve and sustain inclusive development of, by, with, and most importantly, for themselves, the communities. Let me begin by giving you the bigger picture of inclusive development that is our framework here in the Philippines from this government. Let me share with you this diagram. Our idea of inclusive development is primarily to initiate the equalization of opportunities in the different aspects of the lives of the Filipino people, which is political, social, and economic. And that means closing the gap by supporting, assisting, helping the worst off have a fighting chance, that they will benefit and be part of the development that's happening in the country. To do this, we must have an overall improvement in their physical capital, human capital, and social political capital. I'd like to emphasize that there is equality versus equity notion, and we take note that this is not about equality or redistribution of wealth, or equalizing incomes. It's about equity. It's about addressing the circumstances that hinder people to access opportunities to improve their lives. Equalization means standing on the same height of the boxes without understanding that the heights of the individuals are different. Equity means ensuring that the smallest have higher boxes and the tallest need not have a box, because that is the most important work that all change agents must recognize. It is to ensure that the hindrance for people to access opportunities to improve their lives, they are provided the boxes that will make them see the ground, as opposed to assume all equal boxes will give them the opportunity. It will not, as we see in this picture. So, what does social solidarity for us means? We have 4 basic principles. We believe in human capital investment, and that's we are doing through conditional cash transfer. And in the conditional cash transfer, this is education and health for the poorest families that have been identified through a national household targeting system for poverty reduction. It's social protection to ensure that the vulnerable, particularly vulnerable not just on disasters or natural vulnerabilities such as calamities, but vulnerable economically, politically, and socially, that we need to provide support and facilitate processes to mitigate their vulnerabilities. It is the empowerment process to give voice and vote to community, to ensure that their voice and their vote, and we don't mean just political, as well decision-making in processes that happen in their communities, and obviously that will happen if there is community participation. We believe that the voice is the chance, the capacity, and the capability to voice out their concerns and priorities and their own idea on how to improve their community life. The community life within a geographic spread, which is either a municipality or a province, and the country as a whole. The vote, more importantly, is giving the decision-making process be a reality in their hands. And this is not just the vote for an election, but the vote for a project, the vote for the allocation of funds through the bottom-up budgeting process. Now, 2 very quickly programs that concretize what I have just said are the following. The first one is the Sustainable Livelihood Program that the department implements with different stakeholders, not just the government, but the community first and foremost, then the private sector, and then the civil society organizations that we work with. This program basically is a community-based capability program aimed at improving the socioeconomic status of the participants. The program is derived from the Sustainable Livelihoods approach crafted by DFID in the United Kingdom, and also on our own experience of the Self-Employment Assistance Program, Kaunlaran, which has been running for the last 15 years. We have enhanced this, and basically, it facilitates opportunities for micro-enterprise development through social preparation, capacity building, and resource provision activities. That means we actually provide 10,000 pesos per family on a no collateral, no interest basis. It's building the capacity of managing funds. It also aims to facilitate the linkage to employment opportunities through the social preparation, capability building, and labor market networking. And the third aim is to link participants to support services and programs of different partners, including but not limited to national government agencies, civil society organizations, and private institutions. So I'd like to tell you a story instead to demonstrate what we mean by this. The rise of the micro-enterprise builders. The rise of the micro-enterprise builders engaged in dried fish production in Santiago Island in Bolinao, Pangasinan. This is a story of cash grants recipients turned into micro-entrepreneurs in this tourist destination town, famous for the ivory sand coastline, coral cave formations, and danggit. Danggit is the Filipino term of dried fish, or one of the kinds of dried fish that we have. We provided a capital assistance to those who are part of the conditional cash transfer in the Santiago Island area, where they organized themselves into a Santiago Island Self-Employment Assistance Workers Association. And what they did was to organize themselves into a group of 20 danggit producers. They were able to collect 34,000 pesos as share capital and membership fee. And with this, we were able to bring together this effort by providing them the capital, working with the Bureau of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources for enhancing their capability to produce better danggit. The Department of Trade and Industry brought them to different trade fairs to market their product, and the Department of Labor and Employment ensured that they would have the needed equipment, and the Department of Science and Technology made the packaging. These are all support programs for these women who decided that they will use the cash grants for education and health of their children and wanted to be self-sufficient. That's why they engaged in this product. This is solidarity between and among themselves and providing the market for accessible dried fish to the communities that they come from.